Here's the strange thing. How is it that a mind capable of finding a critical error in a complex system within seconds glitches and completely freezes at a simple question like, "How are you?" Society often labels these people as cold, rude, or arrogant, but they're completely wrong. They just run on a very different operating system. But the most interesting part is how this flawless logic machine completely breaks down in the middle of the night just because of the humming of a refrigerator. We'll get to that in a bit. Making up only 2% of the global population and less than 1% of women, these people are known in psychology as architects or INTJs. And if you are one of them, welcome. Today, you are going to understand yourself very well. Because you are not an emotionless robot. You're not arrogant either. It's just that your mind operates like a massive, relentlessly working quantum computer. But what is actually going on inside this seemingly distant and unshakable mind behind those steel doors? Most people perceive the world through fleeting emotions, social harmony, and by living in the present. They filter their decisions through what will others think or how does this make me feel? And that's perfectly natural. But here is the interesting part. For an INTJ, all this small talk and unnecessary social rules are just meaningless noise. Their brains operate on a completely different frequency. This mind doesn't live in the present. It always lives 10 steps ahead in the future. Psychologists call this introverted intuition. Simply put, it's the brain continuously connecting seemingly unrelated data in the background, suddenly revealing the big picture, that massive aha moment. According to Myers-Briggs literature, this function is the primary power that allows them to predict how things will end long before anyone else does. If you internally just know that something will end in disaster, even though you can't logically explain it to anyone, you are not alone. And here is the part nobody talks about. They are considered rude not because they don't love, but because they express love in a very different and highly practical language. Traditional romance seems meaningless to them, because in their brains, love isn't about wiping their partner's tears. It's about eradicating the problem that caused those tears from the root so it never happens again. Experts explain this with the extroverted thinking function. Put simply, it's building safe, efficient, and perfectly functioning systems around the people they care about. If you show your love not by writing fancy poetry, but by flawlessly solving a problem in your loved one's life, this is you. But wait, it gets even weirder. This might sound contradictory, but this unshakable willpower and strategic genius turned completely destructive and chaotic under chronic stress. The physical world, which they normally ignore, suddenly attacks their nervous system. In psychology, this is called the sensory grip, or say grip. Simply put, it's the moment of rebellion when that supreme logic collapses and the senses take control. Behavioral research shows that under stress, these hyper-rational minds can find themselves doom-scrolling for hours, binge-eating or obsessively cleaning the house in the middle of the night. If you, the one who makes flawless long-term plans, suddenly find yourself completely disconnected from the world making impulsive purchases, your system has crashed in that moment. I have to say something directly here. Neither is superior to the other. Logic is just as necessary as deep emotion to navigate life. But let's be honest, that I am strictly logical and I don't need anyone stance can sometimes be an avoidant wall built out of the fear of losing control. The important question is this: did you build this hyper-rational wall to genuinely construct a solid future or just to hide from getting hurt? Because one is peace, the other is hiding. Now think about this. You are not a cold, arrogant robot. You're a solitary architect trying to create order in the midst of endless chaos, viewing the world as a massive puzzle that needs to be fixed. And when that simple refrigerator hum drives you crazy in the middle of the night, know that it's not because the machine is broken. It's simply because the engines are overheating while building that massive future inside your mind. You are not broken. You are not defective. You are just operating on a very rare frequency. So, have you ever experienced the crash of this flawless machine? Let's meet in the comments. If this video made you feel something, our next video, where we wander through the dark labyrinths of the human mind, will impact you even more. If the mysteries of human psychology intrigue you, stick around. See you next time.